My name is Jayesh Pankar, and I have a question about papers that get rejected, and sometimes we know what to do with the paper. And the idea of the paper then goes to some of the reviewers who have gone through it, and then they end up doing another paper which is similar on the grounds to that. Is there any sort of inbuilt mechanism to protect against that, against sort of copying of ideas from reviewers? We have a paper that's been submitted to a journal, and for some reason it's been rejected, and we're not getting into any of the paper, but then the idea has not gone out, and we have a set of reviewers who know the idea, and somebody might be interested in that idea and build it up into another paper or similar work. And on a couple of occasions I've found that that ideas that were once in the original paper have come into other papers.
Well, that of course, that is a very good question. And I'm not absolutely sure how we can protect against that. Killian, do you have any ideas as to how that can? I mean, it's unfortunate. It can happen. You're absolutely right.
Thank you.
I guess it's very, very difficult to come up with something which is completely novel. But you could well have something which is, earth-shattering. But whenever you have done a very large study and you are struggling to get the final manuscript ready for submission, the most devastating thing to happen is to see it published in the BJUI International that month before you've had a chance to put it in the post or submit it online. I think it's very difficult to have a novel idea and to be a world beater.
So the question was, about ideas being stolen, and particularly by reviewers, which we feel is a potential, but not real in terms of it. I don't think it would happen that often. The difficulties, of course, as Killian has said, in relation to generating a new idea, that's also very, very difficult, as I said.
Professor Joe Philip from Leighton Hospital in Crewe. On the topic of rejection, essentially a couple of questions. One, never happened with BJU, but some journals have this habit of having assistant editors sort of vet the papers, and occasionally you get an email saying, oh, it doesn't meet the journal's requirements. Sometimes really chases you off because it's taken a few months and you get no feedback. That's the first question. Do you think there should be a system whereby we should have an access to ask for an opinion, at least of the paper? Secondly, the covering letter with regards to the, like you said, for review articles, because you have a system where we write to you and ask, and if you think it's suitable, you ask us to submit for reviews. That's what I was wondering, whether you could advise on that, about these two scenarios. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks very much indeed. And I obviously recognize your name from sending us stuff in, so thanks very much. Yeah, I mean, they're good questions. Let me say about the first thing. I'm afraid that every journal has to do that increasingly now. In relation to reviews, yeah, most journals will not actually have, the editor will decide what the reviews are. For example, let me just tell you that in the BJUI, we have this mini review section. In fact, we're changing that partially now. We're going to continue with the mini reviews, but now we're going to have a dedicated review section where we will be following a sort of a syllabus. And so this is being organized by Alan Parton, who's one of the associate editors, and he's got a team of people also, and we will be generating a whole thing, not only prostate cancer, as he's interested in, but absolutely everything. There'll be one review every month, which will be a full-length review, state-of-the-art, different color pages, different colors, everything. So that's that. But as far as the mini-reviews are concerned, I would drop me a line. And often it helps if you send in, I think when somebody says, I'm thinking of preparing a paper on such and such, do you think, well, what do I think? I mean, I think life is great, but, I'm not going to write about it. So don't do that. But if you've written the paper and it's a review and I think it's okay, yeah, that's the way to do it.